Oh, what the hell? Why is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, go for it.
Cool. Sync clap first. Okay, now I have to do my intro. Alright. I have it in my brain. Hang on.
No
Um,
pressure.
Today we're going to make a tier list out of sort. I'm
Oh, so much
tr-
pressure. So much pressure. Oh god. Oh god.
Let me try that
The
again.
trauma of programming.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me. Whatever it is you just did with the ice, put it down.
Okay.
Thank you. Uh, Today we're going to make a tier list out of sorting algorithms, but before you get bored, this is not going to be based on any kind of like optimal programs for like time complexity or space complexity or any of that nerd shit, okay? We are going strictly on vibes for these sorting algorithms, all right? Amanda and I have a little bit of background in programming, but we're both kind of shit at it, so this is going to be really funny. That's the intro. We're done with the intro.
Nice. I am shit. It's true.
Yeah, I might cut that part depending on how it looks in the edit, or I might do a voiceover later. But anyway, here we go. It's time to do this. So I think what we're going to do, well, first of all, of course, we're going to do this from the n squared ones down to the faster ones, of
Mm-hmm.
course. So we're going to do insertion sort first. Um, and I think as we do this, I'm going to give like a short, very, very brief explanation for how the different sorting algorithms work. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Sounds good.
Okay, great. So for the first algorithm on our list, oh my god, is going to be insertion sort. And the way this
Yay.
one works is very simple. All you do is you take each element of the list and you insert it into where it should be in the sorted order. So if you have like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, you'll pick up that 3 and you'll just slot it in where it was supposed to go before. It's very simple, probably one of the first ones that you can come up with. It's a classic. Shit, we have to redo that. Before we do that, we need funny names for each of these tiers. Also, I forgot to do that with you. I wanted to do that live on stream.
Oh,
Um,
gotcha, gotcha.
okay. So, first of all, how many tiers should we have? Do you think?
Um,
I feel like
I think we can combine B and C.
okay.
Like, we could have a like fantastic, mid, bad, and then Chad tier.
Chad tier
Yeah, like you know that rockstar
with the
programmer that's just like snorting coke and grinding until 2 a.m.
okay. We so each of these tiers needs to have a story. Is what I'm thinking about. We need like it needs to be like what does this make us feel when we look at the sorting algorithm?
Kill myself.
Okay, this is so the F tier will be the kill myself tier.
Okay.
And then what would S tier be? What's a really good sorting algorithm like for us?
Uh
Watching a video of this makes me want to nut or something like that.
oh, the nut tier,
Yeah,
the cummies tier.
like that.
Okay.
And then there we go. That's funnier.
Okay. B tier. It's like it gets the job
It's
done, but
actually
I'm not
it's
enthused.
yeah. Um hmm. What about like
Sorry.
something about like you're on a deadline and you need to like come up with something quickly.
Um,
It's like
I copied
um
this from Stack Overflow. I don't know what it does, but it's doing
that's
it.
good. That's good. I like that. Yeah. I copied. Why is it not? Why can't
Give
I put in
why where's your
spaces?
spaces?
What's
Oh,
happening?
weird. Yucksville.
That's
Oh,
really
is it
strange.
because so before you it left a letter and it was able oh weird. That's
I don't know. It works
ugly.
now. It's also now left aligned.
Oh my god, what is this? You are no
It's
God.
okay. Um, make me nut.
Make men. Copy this. Oh yeah.
This should be probably be C tier, I think.
Yeah. Well, because we got rid of B tier. We combined.
I like having 5 tiers, I think. I think that's fine.
Yep. Oh, what is
Oh,
going
it has
on?
something to do with.
Tasting?
If I control A it, then something bad happens, so I'll stop doing that.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, no, it's still happening. It's I think it's if I backspace the first character somehow. Past the first character.
Hmm.
It's fine, I got it.
I wonder what hockey thing they're doing.
Me too. Uh Okay, what do we do for A and B?
Mm, I feel like B should be like mid tier. I know what I'm doing. I could optimize this to the tits, but no, I guess that's the videos that make me, of this
I
make
would
me
say
nut.
maybe like probably what the JVM uses, I think is really fun. Okay, that's pretty good. And then A
um,
tier I wanted to be like class related. Like I think I learned about like my professor's favorite sorting algorithm or something.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, these are good. These are good tiers. This is funny. I like this so far.
Okay.
Okay, now I have to redo the intro with this on screen.
Okay.
Okay. We are going to make a tier list out of sorting algorithms, but before you get, I mispronounced algorithms. Algorithms. Sync clap. We are going to make a tier list out of sorting algorithms, but before you click away, we're not going to talk about time complexity or space complexity or any nerd shit like that. We are going strictly based on vibes and things that we have to remember from computer science class. Amanda and I have some background in programming, but we're both kind of shit at it, so I don't know, we're faking it. And that's what this video is about. That's the intro.
Woo! Fake nerds.
Woohoo! Yeah. All right, so first up on the list is insertion sort. The way this works is pretty simple. You take one element from the list and you insert it into where it's supposed to be. So if you got like 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, you pick up that 3 and you stick it in the middle somewhere. It's very simple. It's one of the easiest sorting algorithms to think about and implement, but it's actually surprisingly fast on small data sets, and so people will usually use it. If you have like less than 100 elements in a list, it's usually your fastest option. So for me personally, insertion sort is S tier. Videos of this make me nut.
What?
Not because it's like the best sorting algorithm ever, but because I just think it's uh I I just like the sort of like simple implementation and the fact that it just happens to like be so fast in a lot of cases. You know what I mean?
The fact that this makes you nut makes you think you like
You are not
vanilla
gonna
sex.
like
And
you're not gonna like how I rank the rest of these. I mean, what do you
here's
think?
here's my
Where do you put it?
okay, like how often are you going to have a small data set? You know, like okay, so I can understand like this is the way we humans intuitively think about sorting. We're gonna do an insertion sort where like if you had a deck of cards, you're just like inserting it into its right position. I can vibe with that. It's not gonna make me nut. I feel
Yeah,
like
I guess.
in fact I would say it's probably what the well actually it's what the
I
JVM
think
uses.
no, I think you're right. I think you're right. I have a bias towards it because I just think it's cool. I think you know what I think? The reason why I'm biased towards insertion sort is because it is a piece of the adaptive sort, which I think is what the C compiler uses for its sorting algorithm. I think it does like quick sort at the top level and then like
Hmm.
merge sort for like the middle size and then insertion sort when it gets smaller. And I'm like, that's sick. I like that.
Okay,
But that's not
I
really
could
about
agree.
insertion sort. Like that makes me nut. If we put adapter sort in this list, that makes me nut. But probably not
Yeah,
insertion sort by itself.
it's just a component. And
All right.
actually, insertion sort is typically is not the nerd because we're not doing that nerd shit. Insertion sort is typically used like at the end of these more
Yeah,
complex
yeah.
sorting algorithms.
Mhm. Okay.
So I could
So
understand. It's a solid. It's
this
solid.
is yeah, this is what the JVM probably uses. The boys at Oracle, they looked at this and they were like, that's close enough, and they just put it in.
Yeah, based.
All right. Next on the list. Hang on. It's pinned somewhere. I have the list. Nope, that's a different list. God, I'm so bad at
It's
this.
in the sorting
Uh,
algorithms
next on the
tab.
list. Next on the list is selection sort. No, I'm doing it based on the order that I put it in Discord.
Oh, gotcha.
Next on the list is selection sort. I hate this one.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
fucking hate it because it's just worse than insertion sort.
pretty much. And the whole argument of like, oh well, at least you're like doing it in place. You can save on memory. Bitch, I don't give a shit about memory. That's like
That's
a
true
dime a
for the other
dozen.
sorting algorithms. That's like merge sort and insertion sort also have in place algorithms or in place implementations. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Also, like, listen, the how like efficient memory is. Like we can afford having enough. Like you're not selection sort isn't special. You know what? Fuck it. We're putting it, and I'm gonna kill myself if I see this shit. Fuck
I
you.
agree.
Selection
I agree.
sort.
This makes me want to fucking kill myself.
Yeah.
It's awful.
This is
The
some
real
one like intro to programming one like
well,
100.
but now I'm skeptical. I'm a little bit skeptical because the next algorithm on our list is bubble sort. And bubble sort actually makes me want to fucking kill myself. This shit is awful. Oh yeah, I forgot to give context. So selection sort, just to be quick, just a quick explanation. Essentially, what you do for selection sort is you pull out the maximum each time. So if you have an unsorted list like this, you say, okay, or you can pull out the max or the min, it's the same. When you scan the entire list, you find the smallest element, comparing this against everything else. You pull that out and you stick it at the beginning. And the same thing here. You pull out this 12 because it's the minimum, and you stick it at the beginning. So for each element, you have to go through the entire list to make sure it is the minimum or the maximum, depending on how you're doing it. Um, so I don't like selection sort because it's kind of like it has like a similar vibe to insertion sort, but it ends up being like way slower in practice. And so I'm not a fan. However, the real question on the table is it as bad as bubble sort? Because bubble sort actually
Listen.
I think it's fucking worse.
Okay, let's give a spiel of what bubble sort is, and then I'll give my
Yeah.
spiel on why bubble sort is
Yeah.
based.
Mhm. Okay. Oh, based. Oh, you're a fan of bubble sort.
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck
So
bubble sort.
here's how bubble sort works. You loop through the list and you look at the you compare two sequential items in the list and you say, okay, which one's bigger, which one is smaller. If the bigger one is before the smaller one, you switch them. And over time, as you keep going back and forth through the list, eventually you'll go through the whole list and you will find, oh, there's no elements that are out of order. That means it's sorted and you're done. Uh, the problem with bubble sort is that it's as bad, if not worse, than selection sort. It's kind of similar to selection sort, where essentially one way you can think about it is you will always bubble up the greatest element to the top of the list, and you keep doing that over and over again. So it's similarly bad as selection sort, and so they kind of belong to the same tier. However, for some fucking reason, I just hate it way more than selection sort. But Amanda thinks it's based, so Amanda, take it away.
Okay, here's why I fuck with bubble sort. Okay, we're not talking about performance. We're not talking about
Okay.
like any complexities. We're going on vibes, and
Yep.
this is a fucking bop. And I'll tell you why. It does
Why?
exactly what it says it's gonna do in the title. It bubbles up, or it bubbles
Okay.
down depending on its
Misdirection. Yeah.
yeah, its direction. And the
Okay.
fact that it's so direct and straightforward, like you know exactly what's gonna happen. People who are not programmers, people who don't give a shit about sorting algorithms, they could guess what this is, and like it's not an exclusive sorting algorithm. It's a very inclusive, very family friendly, very PG sort. Also, it's like arguably one of the best Powerpuff Girls.
Okay, I'm starting to be swayed. I still think that like I don't know. I feel like that is also true of selection sort and insertion sort, where like
No,
based on the name
selection.
you can
Sorry.
guess what they do.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Say that
Like
again.
selection sort, it's like I guess the only question is like what are you selecting? But it's like I guess you have to explain it a little bit. It makes sense when you hear it. You're like just pick out the maximum each time, and that's it.
Like I can I can understand. Like yes, it's a. Hold on. Did my Discord just mute? Okay, no. I
You're
can
still here, yeah.
like yes, it's in the name, but look at that emoji. It's fucking bubbles and soap. Like it's you feel clean. Again, it's about vibes. I'm not
Okay. If
partying when I hear the word selection. Like I don't give a shit. Bubbles? We're talking bubbly champagne. We're talking um what else is bubbly? Well, it gives like a sense of
like
like
bubble
a
bath,
yeah, bubble baths. You're
okay.
listening to jazz in the background. You're reading a good book.
Okay.
Vibes.
You know what? You know what? Sure. If we're going strictly by vibes, I can bump up bubble sort. I
Okay.
like that.
Which we are
Selection
going
sort
on
and bubble
vibes.
sort. Yeah, we're going with just on vibes here. Selection sort and bubble sort are kind of equally terrible, but bubble sort sounds cooler, and so we're gonna bump it up a tier. It
Fuck
doesn't quite
yeah.
make us want to kill ourselves, but I'm not writing this myself. I'm just gonna rip it from Stack Overflow if I need it for some reason.
Right, you're right. Because it's truly not worth my time to write this by myself.
Okay. All right. I'm on board. I can believe it. Let's do Radix
Yeah.
sort next.
Oh
Radix
god.
sort. Hmm. I don't like that noise. You sound like you're not a fan.
Oh no no no. Okay, I do fuck with Radix. I've always called it Radix, but I think you're right.
No. I think it's
Um
supposed to be Radix sort, yeah.
yeah. I'm debating between Nut and my professor's favorite sorting algorithm.
Oh, you're high up on this
I
list.
do really love it. I think because for me this was not like an intuitive way to sort until I learned the algorithm. And anything that
Mhm.
can like prove me wrong, can roast me a little, can like humble me, it makes me want to nut.
Okay. Okay, interesting. There's something about it. Yeah. There's something a little sexy about this. The
Yeah.
the way Radix sort works, I forgot to explain it again. Where's the link? Hang on. I really could have figured done this
Oh, it's because there's
sooner.
so many different kinds.
Yeah. Um the way Radix sort works basically is you compare each rather than compare numbers directly, it's like which is bigger, 6 or which is bigger, 2 or 170. Rather than compare them directly, what you do is you kind of like group things based on their digits, right? I think the most significant digit one is a little bit easier to understand. You say, okay, this is like an 002, this is a 170. So you can kind of like sort them based on with each digit, and this kind of ends up being faster because there's only like 9 digits that it can be. 10, no, it's 10 because you can include zero. So you put everything that starts with a zero at the beginning, everything that starts with a nine at the end, and then you look at the second digit. Everything where the second digit is a zero goes at the kind of in the beginning of the zero list. Everything where the second digit is a nine goes at like the end of the nine list. It's kind of like um you're segmenting the task of sorting based on by each digit. It's like you have to look at the code to really understand it. But you're essentially exploiting the fact that there's only a finite number of digits or like a short number of digits in most numbers to make the sorting a lot faster.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
why it kind of makes me nut. It's kind of efficient. I know we're not supposed to talk about efficiency, but efficiency makes me want to come. Truly.
That honestly, yeah, that is kind of what we're doing here.
Vibe.
So here's my thing with Radix sort. I think it's cool, but it also has like that almost like that character flaw, like that bad boy weakness that makes you think like, ooh, but there's something wrong with him. Because Radix sort Radix sort can very easily be broken if you insert a number that has a lot of digits. If your list is like 2, 5, 17, 600 million, 8, then the 600 million
Mm.
makes it way, way less efficient to sort the entire list. Um, which is bad from a security standpoint because it means if you use Radix sort for anything, then someone can just input a really large number and your whole database will get shut down. Um,
Mm.
but if we're not going by efficiency and we're just going by vibes, there's something kind of sick about that. That's like Hamlet shit. It's like,
That's
here is the fatal
Hamlish.
flaw of the main character. It's like,
Oh, you're
it's kind of
right.
cool.
Every main
Yeah,
character needs a flaw. For example, I think
exactly.
my flaw is uh
Go down the list. Yeah, there's a few we could use.
I think I get a little distracted.
Yeah, what else?
I think I make a lot of sexual comments, and I didn't learn how to
Yeah,
diversify my discussion topics.
yeah. Keep going.
Um, let's see. I can't consume dairy. It's not even a lactose thing. I physically just cannot consume dairy.
Okay.
My
I
reaction
didn't
to
see
it
that
is
one coming, actually.
similar. Yeah, no, that's a huge character flaw. You think we're gonna go get ice cream? Not with Amanda around.
Okay. Uh, I didn't know that about you, so I just learned that today. All right. So what are we doing with Radix sort? Is this gonna make us nut, or is it just like it's just good?
I think because you brought in that character flaw, that critique, I would be comfortable putting it as my professor's favorite sorting algorithm.
Yeah.
It is one that you kind of learn like towards the end of a semester if you
Mhm.
take like an algorithms class.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I'm cool with leaving it here too, because there's some ones in here that I like better, to be clear.
Yes, yes.
All right. Next one on the list is Quick Sort, I believe.
Ah, this is like such a Chad. This
This one's my one. This is my one time I use it on Quick Sort.
you're
If I could
one.
fuck Quick Sort, I would fuck Quick Sort.
Oh, I've fucked quicksort before. That
That I don't know
pivot,
how
dude.
that. Wait, hang on. What do you mean you fucked Quick Sort before?
Think about how you'd use that pivot, bro.
That okay.
think
Let's take a
about
step back.
think
Hang
about
on.
you're walking down the street and you have to quickly pivot. You got that 90-degree angle. There
That's
you
not
go.
sexual. That doesn't explain anything.
You got the
The
pivot.
way
You're
the
fucking the
way quick the way Quicksort works. I have to pull up the Wikipedia article so we have something to look at while I talk. The way Quicksort works, it's a little complicated. It's a little hard to a little hard to grok. But essentially, what you do is you pick an element to be your pivot, and you say, okay, everything that is larger than this element, we put it on one side. Everything that's smaller than this element, we put it on the other side. Um, and you do that, and you kind of get two lists that are still not sorted, but you're a little bit closer to sorted. And then you break it down. You say, okay, this smaller list, we'll find a new pivot for this smaller list, and we'll do the same thing, split it in half. Another list, you do the same thing, you split it in half, and you keep splitting it in half all the way down. And eventually, once you split it in half enough times, you end up with a sorted list. Um, Very cool little trick that you can do. Very efficient. It's generally speaking the fastest sorting algorithm for most data sets, which is why it's called quicksort. It's space efficient. You don't need to allocate a new list of memory or anything like that. It's kind of perfect. It's kind of the go-to for a lot of different use cases.
It's fucking goaded for sure.
It's goaded. There is a weakness to quicksort though, which is that if you pick the wrong pivot, you end up with it ends up taking much longer to sort things. And if you keep picking the wrong pivot every single time, you essentially have a selection sort with a lot more overhead. So quicksort also has that weakness that Radix sort has, where the wrong data set can fuck things up. But there's better ways to mitigate it with quicksort. There's like tricks you can do to find the best possible pivot really fast.
Yes, and I think because of those mitigations, it's gonna make me nut.
Quicksort's a nut tier for me
Hmm.
too. This is fire. This is the best one.
Yeah, we got all the components of a good fuck. We got pivot. We got a divide and conquer. We got quick.
What
He's
kind of sex are you having?
really efficient sorting algorithm sex.
I'm not gonna ask more questions. Okay, so we're so Quicksort is our top tier. That's our A plus. The
I yes.
only thing, the only thing that I don't like about Quicksort is that it's too perfect. This is like the Regina George of sorting algorithms.
Mm.
It's too pretty, it's too efficient, it's too nice, and I just want something that has a little bit more of an edge to it. So the next one on the list
What?
is
Whoa,
Merge
whoa, whoa,
Sword.
whoa! I was just gonna say, Regina George is not nice. That's her edge. She's a little. Maybe,
That's true.
maybe when she
Yeah.
was like on the meds because she got hit by a bus. Yeah, she was like really nice.
Quicksword is like I don't have a big enough media list of like girl movies that are about girls and social
Maybe
situations.
Cat
It's like just
Katie
Mean
Heron.
Girls.
You know, Cat Katie Heron. She's like the main character.
I
She's
think
like the Lindsay Lohan character.
Kate Karen by the end of the movie, when everyone likes her, that's Quicksword. She's too nice. She's too good.
Yeah,
You
she's
need
very fine.
she's boring. She's boring at that point
And
because
let's
she's
be
just
real,
yeah.
it's not the Lindsay Lohan character because she was like everything. We're talking the new Mean Girls, Katie Heron. Like it was like, it was good, but like
There's
Renee
a
Rapp
new Mean
fucking brought
Girls.
it. What?
There's a new Mean Girls.
Autumn, Autumn, you're fucking joking.
So Merge Sword. Merge Sword's the next one on
The
the list.
fucking.
And here's how Merge Sword works quickly. Merge. Hang on.
I'm sorry, my dog hit my mic. Can you still hear me?
Oh, I can still hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Merge sort's hard to explain. Essentially, the way merge sort works is it exploits the fact that it's very efficient to merge two lists that are already sorted. If they're already sorted, then you can just take the smallest element from each one, compare them, and put that one next. And then you can do it in linear time. You can do it really, really fast. So merge sort says basically, okay, if it's so fast to merge two sorted lists, what if we broke down the list into smaller lists that are all sorted? And we keep merging them together and go up and up and up, and eventually we get a sorted original list. Um, so I think this is my Radix sort, where Radix sort was your thing that kind of like broke your brain and was like, ooh, that's such like a cool, interesting way to do it. I never thought about that. That's
Mm.
what Merge sort was for me. I was like, oh, I get recursion now. This is sick. This makes sense.
Oh, did you put it in the wrong fucking
Well,
category?
it's just a starting tier. I'm just going to I'll move it
Oh,
around as
gotcha,
we're
gotcha.
talking. Yeah. So for me, it's like close to Quicksort. I really
No,
like it.
no, I really like it too, especially with that praying emoji. That
Yeah,
that
because
made
it's
the vibes just a little more immaculate for me.
it's
I'm down.
converging. You're
Yeah, because
putting them
it's
together.
converging, and I
Yeah.
fucking love convergent evolution. I call it's gonna make me nut. It goes in the nut.
Okay, we're putting it top tier next to Quicksort. Controversial take, controversial because it's slower and it has more overhead. But you know what? I like it. I just think it's got good vibes.
It does have really
Merge
good
Sword,
vibes.
for me, Merge Sword is like your stoner friend. He's obviously not a good guy. I mean, it depends on your stoner friend, but he's not like he's not gonna get into Harvard. He's not gonna, buy his girlfriend flowers or anything. But he's just funny. He's just fun to be around. That's who Merge Sword is for me.
Yeah, and you know what? The girlfriend's gonna forgive him because he's
Because he's just nice.
yeah, he's a
Nice at the end
himbo.
of the day. Yeah. Merge sort is the himbo sorting algorithms, I think.
Yeah.
The next one on the list, the last of the big three of the n log n algorithms, is heap sort. And I don't know how to fucking explain this one.
It's
Um,
again kind of similar to quick and merge, but but
do
you
you know how? Do you know? Remember how this one works?
so I do know that you you take your array, your unsorted array, you put it into a heap, then you heapify it either depending on what direction you go, either you get the max heap or the min heap, and then you pull that min. So that's where the that's where the n log n comes from, or that's where the log n comes from. But you apply it to every element in the array, and that's where you get your n log n. But you pretty much apply a heap to every subset of the array until you get your single element.
Basically, kind of. Um,
Yeah.
ah,
I had to when I was applying for jobs, I had
yeah.
to implement like when I was doing like a Google interview,
Hmm.
I think I had to do like a variation of a a max heap sort combined with um like an insertion sort at the end and like using the yeah I do remember I had to on the fly implement a heap sort and I wanted to Oh man, wow. Did I just move heap sort down to kill myself? Because that experience made me want to kill myself.
That's pretty accurate, honestly. I don't know if it's kill myself tier for me, but I'll put it there for now while I talk about it. So heap sort, Amanda's okay. In order to understand heap sort, you need to understand the heap, just to be clear. Um, and the heap, basically what the heap says is, okay, I'm gonna make a tree where we have it's like a Christmas tree. It's like one of those conifer trees. We've got the big guy at the top. That's the star at the top of the tree. That's the biggest guy. And then each of its two little children, those are also big, but they're smaller than the big guy. But you know that they're going to be like the second and third biggest always. And then those will have two little children, and each of those will also be kind of the third, fourth, fifth, sixth biggest. And you keep going down like this. The only kind of like quality that you need to make sure about for the heap is that the biggest thing is always higher than the smaller thing, and each one has two children. Um, and so it's kind of like a fast and loose data structure where it's like it's not sorted necessarily, but it's like kind of sorted. There's a little bit of order to that. Um, and the reason why it's so useful is because you can implement it really efficiently using an array. This kind of quality of like, oh, this element's children are here and here. You kind of like can build that based on this indexing property, which is this formula over here. Don't worry about what this means. Basically, there's just a really fast way to build a heap out of an array. And that's why heaps are kind of cool, and that's why people like them. And so heap sort says, okay, if we can create a heap out of an array really fast, and you can also sort a heap really fast because it's semi-sorted already, so you just keep taking like the top element. If as long as those things are true, then what you can do is create a heap out of an array kind of fast, and then you can use that heap to get all those elements in sorted order, also kind of fast. That's the heap in a nutshell. It's fucking complicated. It's gruesome. Compared to something like quicksort or like insertion sort, to understand heap sort, you need to do like a fucking like Zen meditation to like
Mm-hmm.
figure this shit out. This was the hardest one for me to get, I think, when I was in school. Um, and
Yeah.
so it's low down on the list for me too, I think. Well, although is it though? Like here's the thing. Going not necessarily by objective quality, but in terms of like what these lists actually say. Instead it's not just like S, A, B, C, D. It's like thinking about what they mean. I feel like a professor would really like heap sort. It's very intellectual. And that's kind of cool in its own way, you know? It's
Yeah.
like once you get it, it's sick. But it does take a long time to get. So what do you think about that?
I okay. I can agree with that. I think like to go even further, I think the really cool thing is like the properties of binary search trees
Mhm.
that you can exploit. Like the reason why heap sort is very cool is like you can do a lot of things to exploit binary search trees that you can represent as an array, and that's like super
Mhm.
efficient. And like I I'm happy with that placement. It does make me want to kill myself, but like sometimes my professors make me want to kill myself, and I think
That's fair. Yeah.
yeah.
Now, I will say though, we have tree sort as the next one on the list. So you don't necessarily, if you like tree sort, save the things that you like about tree sort and apply it just to tree sort. And heap sort is just its own thing.
I think I think it's specifically with binary search trees that really like is almost a kink, not quite, and that applies only to heap sort.
Okay. Well, no, no, no. The binary search tree is for tree sort. Heaps are different from binary search trees.
Am I fucking hold on? Oh, you're right. Fuck.
Yeah,
Because it's a fucking
heaps and
it's in the name. It's heaps.
yeah, binary search trees are similar to heaps, where like each side is like this is smaller, this is greater, but heaps are different.
Right, because it's really about like the parent node is
Yeah,
your baby girl.
yeah.
Okay, I'll keep tree sort to myself.
Okay. So what do you think about heap sort specifically?
I think okay, I do like that heap sort is definitely my professor's favorite sorting algorithm. There is a lot um it was like yes, I agree like conceptually kind of difficult for me to comprehend in school, and then also like theoretically understanding it is one thing, and then trying to implement it is a completely like other thing, especially if you're trying to convert like nodes to arrays and then trying to think about how to like like your 2 to the power of I, which represents like the level. Like I think this was the algorithm that made me really think about where things are in a tree in relation to an array. And when you get over that hump, it was like it was like really satisfying, but it was difficult.
Yeah. You know, we could do two for this actually. I can upload another image of heat sort and we can put it in both tiers.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. This is accurate. This is accurate to our experience as
Hmm.
shitty programmers.
Yes.
All right. Next on the list is tree sort. And I forgot how this one works, honestly. Uh it's like you make a binary search tree and then you traverse it basically, I think. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Um and the binary search tree is a tree where uh a binary search tree is kind of like a heap, but instead of the biggest things on the top, it's like the thing to the left and right will always be like smaller and also greater. And so you can kind of do this like loop de loop of like, okay, here, 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 here. And then you can kind of like you can pull a sorted list out of a binary search tree pretty easily. Building the binary search tree is the hard part, essentially.
Hmm.
So I'll let you go first for tree sort. What do you think about this guy?
I think when you have your direct your data already established as a trees and you're just sorting it, like I think tree sort itself is delicious. And it's
Mhm.
very like more it's pretty I think it's like pretty intuitive, but I think the key is like the thing that makes me want to kill myself is building the tree. Like
Yeah,
actually
me too.
implementing the tree. Ugh, like girl.
I put this in Stack Overflow tier because I'm not writing that code myself. I don't know how to
Yeah.
build a binary search tree efficiently. Like you got to look at some of the like fucked up versions of this guy too. It's like there's variations of this. There's not, oh, it's not linked out from here, I guess. Uh, but like there's like the code for like how to balance trees. Like there's code for how to traverse them. There's like different there's different kinds of trees. There's like
Yeah.
the eight trees, there's like red black trees and shit like that. It's too much for me. I can't fucking handle it. I
I
put this in Stack Overflow because I'm not gonna write this code myself.
Yeah, I could agree with that. But I do think like theoretically, I do like reading about the different ways of I think like traversing is pretty intuitive. I think like if I actually had to implement like a self-balancing tree and like different other tree sorts, I would want to kill myself. Man, I
Me too.
a lot of see that's the thing is like the thing with selection sort is this is dumb and it makes me want to kill myself. Where with this with like heap and tree, if I had to implement it, it would make me want to kill myself. But then if you have a good handle of it, it is pretty orgasmic.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you get it and you can do it, it's kind of sick. But for most use
Yeah.
cases, it's not fucking worth it to learn it.
Yeah. When I was grinding for like the Fang algorithms and getting a job out of college and I like actually mastered tree algorithms or tree sorts and like heaps and merge and quick, I felt like a fucking god. Like the power it
Yeah.
gave me was fantastic. But then when I forgot it, I did feel like I was a piece of shit. So, and that probably
Ooh.
wasn't great for my mental health. So,
I
I,
like Stack Overflow tier. I
yeah,
think it's one of those things where it's cool in the abstract, but I don't want to write it. It's
yeah,
too much work.
yeah. You're right. I'm happy
Okay.
with that.
Okay, so the last one that I have written out for today is BOGO sort. We could add more if we feel like we want to, but let's do BOGO sort first. This is fucking kill myself tier for me.
Here's
I
my
hate this shit.
thing.
No, let me do mine first. Let me
Okay,
do
okay,
mine
okay, okay,
first.
okay.
I need to go on a rant about why I hate BOGO sort so much, and Izzy should clip this and make it into a short as well. You know why I hate BOGO sort? Because all the fucking cretins who think BOGO sort is funny are the same fucking cretins who think that the bomb cloud and chess are funny, and the same fucking cretins who put like the fucking puns up and the professors who put like puns on like their physics classroom or whatever. This algorithm, it's not funny, all right? The way BOGO sort works is just you randomize the list, and if it's sorted, great, you're done. If not, you randomize it again, and it's like, oh, it's dumb, it's so inefficient. Listen, you motherfuckers, you're not funny. You're not funny with this shit, okay? I am an English major who does improv. I understand what it means to be fucking funny. I put so much work into the words that I say, into the thoughts that I have, into communicating clearly. I think about comedy and communication so much. And you fucking clowns with your BOGO sorts and your bomb clouds, you come in here and like, haha, look how dumb I'm being. It's like, you're not funny. You're not fucking funny. This is not funny. The reason why you talk about this is because you think you're being silly and quirky. You're not silly and quirky, all right? I'm a humanities major. I know what silly and quirky are. And you're not that. You're just you're a fucking nerd who doesn't know how to be funny, who doesn't know how to operate in social situations, and you think you're so fucking clever because you're pretending to be dumb for a second, and kill yourself. Fucking kill yourself. What's wrong with you?
And here's why I like BOGO sort, because that shit is funny as hell.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It's
Listen,
stupid.
it's funny, it's quirky, it's unique. Like I don't know. I don't have a personality. I need to grab anything I can get. It's BOGO sort.
It's not. You fucking also kill yourself. BOGO sort's not funny.
Okay. You know, people are addicted to gambling for a reason. It gives a good dopamine hit, and I think this is what BOGO sort does for a lot of people. You're just rolling the dice. You are randomly generating a sequence of elements within your array and checking to see if you get like the right sequence. Just like, is it in like ascending or descending order? And I think instead of asking, is BOGO sort something that's gonna make me want to kill myself, or is gambling something that's going to make me kill myself?
You know what I hate too about BOGO sort? It's not even interesting gambling. I also like gambling. Go fuck yourself. I play poker. I play card games. I like gambling. I just played Fallout for like 6 hours yesterday. I like gambling. BOGO sort is shit tier gambling. This is the slot machine of the sorting algorithm world. It's like, it's garbage. Go play blackjack. Go play Texas Hold'em. Go play Omaha or something where you think for a little bit. BOGO sort, you might as well just shoot yourself in the casino. It's fucking so pathetic.
BOGO sort, more like bozo sort, am I right?
That wasn't funny either. That's why it's called BOGO sort, because it sounds like you're dumb.
That's why it's a Chad tier. Videos
It's
that make
garbage.
this is gonna make
It's
me
so
nut.
shit.
This is gonna make me nut.
Go fuck yourself. It's in kill myself tier.
Okay, remember that one clip of Ludwig and Mr. Beast, where Mr. Beast calls Ludwig and he's like video chatting, and he's like, "Hey, should I gamble? Should I bet red or black?"
I do remember this, yeah.
And the suspense that it gave you, and the like, the sense of victory and accomplishment and dopamine hits that it gave you when Mr. Beast allegedly won, I don't know, like 10 million or something.
He bet 5 million and
5
won
million.
10 million allegedly.
Allegedly. That's fucking BOGO sort.
I don't like it still. You know what? Because the odds are so low. The probability is so low that it's pointless. You'll just sit there looking at it. By the time it hits, like the joy of it has worn off. Like roulette's cool because you're gonna see whether it's red or black right away. But this is God, I hate it.
You can
I
see
just
the
don't like it.
results right away. You're gonna see if it's sorted or not.
It just keeps going.
Yeah.
It just keeps going. It's so boring.
Exactly. The fun keeps going. It's endless entertainment, an endless supply of fun.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. No. I'm controlling the tier list and I'm putting my foot down. BOGO sort stays and kill myself tier. It's a bad sorting algorithm.
You don't think this is what the JVM uses?
That's actually really funny too. I do hate Java.
Yeah.
That's almost that's I do kind of like doing that just because I hate Java.
Yeah, the compromise.
I'll let you have this one.
Fuck yeah.
We will average out nut tier and kill myself tier and stick it in JavaScript tier or Java tier just because I think it's really funny to shoot at Java that way. All right. I th- I think that's enough material for the video.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's good. We don't need more story. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Goodbye, everyone. We're never doing computer science
So
for
we
video
gotta,
again, by
we
the
got
way.
it. Let's
This
do.
is the one time.
No, we're gonna do
I
data structures next.
I hope you like Cuphead and indie dating sims, because that's